Thank you so much, Prime Minister. That was an insightful speech. We're gonna have a special session now. I would like to call to the stage. Actually, it's not going to be exactly the stage. The Commissioner of Cybersecurity, Chief Executive, Cybersecurity Agency, Prime Minister's Office at Singapore. And he's going to appear on the screen, David Koh. Please.
Distinguished speakers, guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all, Bogatov to my friends, and my apologies that I could not attend in person. Thank you to the Tel Aviv University Blavatnik Interdisciplinary Cyber Research Center and Israel's National Cyber Directorate for this invitation to share Singapore's perspectives on recent cybersecurity challenges, dilemmas, and our ideas on some of the solutions. I'm very happy to join our esteemed guests and counterparts from Israel, Canada, the Czech Republic, UK, and US for this year's Cyber Week. Let me begin by stating the obvious. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected all of us significantly. However, my proposition is that COVID-19 has not changed the fundamental challenges and dilemmas faced by the cyber community. It has not created a new situation. It has accelerated digitalization, which has already started before the pandemic. It has exposed some pre-existing gaps and made them more obvious and glaring. With the acceleration of digitalization, cybersecurity has grown in importance. I would also like to point to global incidents such as SolarWinds and the recent supply chain ransomware attack on Kaseya. These have heightened major concerns of cybersecurity risk in the global supply chain across all industries. These circumstances and incidents point to three observable near-term trends, and these were in our report which CSA released in the Singapore Cyber Landscape 2020 just 2 weeks ago. First, ransomware has evolved. It is no longer restricted to the sporadic, isolated incidents. It has morphed into a massive systemic threat. The recent spate of high-profile ransomware incidents demonstrates the real-world effect and the harm of such attacks. There is an urgency for organizations to review their cybersecurity posture and ensure that systems are built to be resilient in recovering from such attacks. Second, a successful breach in the supply chain provides cyber threat actors a single pivoting point to multiple victims. While such attacks are not new, they have become more sophisticated. The compromise of a trusted supplier or software can result in widespread repercussions. Third, rapid digitalization and work-from-home routines have expanded the threat surface and changed our collective risk profiles. Targeting of the remote workforce by cyber threat actors is likely to continue. As such, I would like to highlight three challenge areas and the steps that Singapore is taking to try to address them. First, to improve the general cyber hygiene of our populations. Second, to better support and develop a secure by design mindset. And third, managing supply chain risks in our critical information infrastructure or CIIs. COVID-19 has demonstrated how digitalization has enabled us to be nimbler and more adaptive in responding to crises, and how digitalization can facilitate a more robust economic recovery post-pandemic. But digitalization needs a safe, secure, and stable cyberspace. Last year, Singapore launched our Safer Cyberspace Master Plan with the aim of going beyond protecting only the CIIs to providing some basic level of cybersecurity for the general public. We recognize that many of us are not digital natives. When I was growing up in Singapore, the schools taught the best practice of brushing our teeth to maintain dental hygiene. My school teacher did this for all of us. But who is teaching us what and how to maintain cyber hygiene? We don't have the instincts of digital natives. And thus, we need to engage our population on cyber hygiene so that companies, individuals can navigate and leverage the economic and social opportunities of digitalization safely. Cyber hygiene can go some way to protect individuals and companies from the threats from ransomware and remote work ecosystems. In end June, CSA launched our fourth Better Cyber Safe Than Sorry National Cybersecurity Awareness campaign. The campaign seeks to drive the adoption of 4 good cybersecurity practices: use of strong passwords and two-factor authentication, spotting signs of phishing, use of antivirus software, and updating computer software. In tandem, the SG CyberSafe Seniors program was launched to reach out to our seniors, one of the most vulnerable segments of our population. Topics such as cyber threats, cyber scams, and cyber tips will be covered in Singapore's 4 official national languages through a mix of physical and online platforms. Small and medium enterprises are also a vulnerable segment. A set of cybersecurity toolkits was created for enterprise leaders, employees, and technical teams. It aims to shift the enterprise leaders' view of cybersecurity as just an IT issue to understanding that it is a business risk management investment that is worth making. It also recognizes employees as the first line of defense in the organization, and it provides tools for employee cybersecurity awareness training. It's not just about cyber hygiene. We also need to go upstream. The reality is that new technologies are fast evolving and they're becoming increasingly complex. We can only put so much cyber hygiene responsibility on the man in the street. We want to encourage a security by design mindset in the manufacturers. A key initiative is our cybersecurity labeling scheme, CLS. CLS was launched to improve the security of Internet of Things, IoT devices. Purely secured IoT devices pose a threat now and increasingly in the future because they are proliferating everywhere. Yet individuals don't know what products are safe to buy. Our considerations when we buy IoT devices, they are usually price, functionality, perhaps the color. No one is asking what the cybersecurity attributes of these items should be. CLS helps to instill cybersecurity consciousness in the consumer's mind through a simple 1-star to 4-star system. It's similar to the electricity consumption labels, 1 tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks. It also aims to incentivize manufacturers to develop and provide products with recognized and improved cybersecurity features. The 4-level framework, together with a combination of self-declaration and third-party independent assessment, allows developers flexibility. They can choose the CLS level that is best suited to their market demand, their product readiness, their tech maturity, as well as where they want to position their brand and the device security profile. Through CLS, we hope to encourage device manufacturers to incorporate cybersecurity into the devices that they make, fulfilling the security by design principle. I'm happy to report that CLS now has more than 80 applications, and label products have already appeared in our physical stores as well as online shops. It has been particularly embraced by smart home solution developers because they see it as a quality branding and it becomes a competitive edge for the manufacturer. We are also working on mutual recognition with like-minded partners internationally so that we can facilitate export and reduce the cost of compliance across different countries. Finally, we observe a major concern with cybersecurity risks in the global supply chain across all industries. Securing the supply chain can be a challenging task as vulnerabilities can be introduced at any point in the supply chain and they're hard to detect. They're hard to guard against because the attack compromises the trusted IT ecosystem. They often bypass the organization's cybersecurity defenses because they slip in through the upstream vectors. International cooperation is crucial to promote the integrity, stability, and security of supply chains so that end users can have confidence in the security of their ICT products. Nationally, to help organizations better manage cybersecurity risks across the supply chain, CSA has developed a critical information infrastructure supply chain program in Singapore. The program is a national effort to establish processes and sound practices to help CII owners and their vendors manage supply chain risk holistically and strengthen the overall supply chain cybersecurity posture. The program will develop and implement guidelines for CII owners to better understand and manage their vendors, for vendors to maintain an adequate level of cybersecurity posture, and for the government to improve policy decisions on the security of supply chain in terms of cyber. In the longer term, our CII sectors and companies will need to adopt a zero-trust cybersecurity posture by verifying all digital activity, authenticating continuously, detecting anomalies in a timely manner, and to validate transactions across the different network segments. CSA will be continuing to strengthen our engagements with the stakeholders to adopt these measures. In conclusion, I believe that some of these experiences and the views from Singapore's perspective are shared by many of our guests and speakers gathered here today. Our belief remains that no one agency, no one government or country can manage cybersecurity risk by itself. Collaboration across multiple fronts, across different countries, will be crucial to our collective success. It is platforms such as these that will help to develop the ideas, the relationships that will be needed to tackle our collective cybersecurity challenges, both today as well as those that are ahead of us. Cybersecurity is a team sport. In fact, it is an international team sport. I look forward to playing on the same team together with many of you. I wish everyone a productive session ahead. Thank you.